The two that are the most well-known and used widely are the trauma egg and the circles of intimacy. And the trauma egg, by far, the number one. Way back in the early 80s, when I was writing my theory, my therapist had me do a timeline. And I remember arguing with him how something that was way back here could influence what me here today. They were just way too far apart. And I remember thinking, you know, we don't experience life horizontally. We experience life vertically, because everything that we do, one thing piles on top of the other, and they all sort of leak through. I wanted to come up with a diagram that showed that. Originally, they were like perfect circles with lines in them. The client that I had was a female in her 40s that had come to do an intensive, and so I asked her if it was okay that I could teach her this new thing, and she was excited about that. We sat on the floor with this easel pad. I went to draw a circle, but in an easel pad is a rectangle. And so when I came around to draw a circle, instead my arm went whoops like that, and it ended up being an oval instead of a circle. And so I didn't want to act like I'd made a mistake, so I did a quick brain check, and I'm thinking that looks like an egg. And so I said to her, by the way, what kind of nest were you born into?
Wow.
Was it satin ribbons and rose petals, or was it prickles? Well, hers was a lot of prickles. So we filled in the bottom part below the oval like a nest with a lot of things about mom and dad and what was going on at the time. And then I had her put lines with the width of the line determining how much it impacted her, and she would write on the line what the event was and how old she was. Like her dog was killed when she was 6, and then when she was 12 her parents divorced, various things like that, and had her do on up to today. And then around the outside I had her put wide lines that noted chronic long-term things. So her dad was alcoholic, her mom was very depressed. It was like the things that are constant pressure on that. So when it was all done, we spent like 4 hours on it. I looked at it and I went, wow, that's an egg full of trauma. And so it's been called a trauma egg ever since.